Hi guys, today I have a scrapbooking process video to share with you, and it is using one of the Scraptastic kits. This kit is from, I think, May. I'll have to double check on that. Hold on one second. Goodness, I went to go check to see what kit it was, and they are under construction, their website, and I know it's a summer kit. It's like a May, maybe June, but I'm thinking May. One of the May Scraptastic kits, but I could be wrong. I can look this up if you have questions about it, and I can let you know. Just leave a comment below. So for this one, I am gutting this piece of cardstock, and just a regular pink cardstock, and then I'm going to use this as a border for my entire layout. And I do tend to do this quite a bit, and I just think it brings your eye into the middle of the page. And I love this paper from the Craft Market collection. I absolutely love this. It's just so pretty. And it reminded me of gumballs, and the pictures I'm going to be using today are from a little candy store that me, my mom, and my daughter had visited at on vacation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put gesso, it's a clear gesso, all over this layout, and I'm just going to do that so that I can put down a layer of mist. And I'm going to have to apologize now. I'm going to fast forward past this gesso part, but most of the misting that I did is cut out. You're going to see some of the mist that I chose a little bit from the swatches, but I had some trouble with that little piece of video, so it ended up getting cut out. But basically what I'm going to do is take a variety of mists that kind of match the colors in my picture and match the background paper, and I'm going to mist them on with some splatters, and then I'm also going to use that packaging smushing technique, if you will, to add the color. So I'm going to add a variety of colors here, and you're going to see I'm pulling out a couple different ones. This is 2 Lindy Stamp Gangs. I'm going to pull out, I believe, at least 1 Heidi Swap, and I'm going to keep it pretty much to these 3 colors. So here you go. Here is what the end result looks like. And again, I apologize for not being able to show you that, but I'm going to finish the background with this light Liquitex modeling paste. And I'm just going to use the stencil that came in the Scraptastic kit. It's got little X's and O's, and I'm going to put that all over the page in just different areas. This light modeling paste is a little bit more translucent than the regular modeling paste. You can't see it quite as much, and I think in the long run I like the more opaque modeling paste, but the nice thing about the light modeling paste is it dries quite a bit fast. So I'm just kind of drying up that a little bit, and then I think what I'm going to end up doing is adding a few more places to have the stencil. So I'm just going to dry that up before I smush the parts that I already put down, and then I'm going to lay a few more down on the page. And I'm trying to just kind of make it semi-haphazard. I don't want a really clean image on them. I want it just to kind of trail down the bottom left-hand side and the upper kind of right-hand side, just to add a little bit extra to my picture clusters. And then always make sure that you clean off your stencil and things between the layers of the gesso, or the texture paste, because it dries like concrete on the stencils and things, and it really helps to keep everything clean and you're not chiseling stuff off later on. So here are the pictures. Oh, here, sorry, this is a close-up, and you can kind of see those X's and O's, and like you can kind of see there, it's a little bit more translucent than your regular modeling paste, but I think it looks nice in this case. It just adds a little extra texture to the background. Now I'm trimming up the pictures to kind of fit them in the layout a little bit more. I thought there was just a little extra unneeded area on the pictures that I just thought I could cut out and just make them a little bit smaller to fit on the page a little bit better and allow me to have a little bit more clustering of embellishments and stuff. So I'm going to fiddle with that a little bit, and then once I get the layout and the placement that I like, I will start adding different layers onto the background to make the background page of this, or background matting page. So I'm going to mat this on that leftover cardstock that I used to cut out the middle, and it's just that pink piece that came in the kit. And I'm just going to trim it down using my trimmer. Sometimes I use the scissors, but sometimes I use a trimmer. It just kind of depends on what I feel like that day. And I'm using just my ATG gun for the adhesive on this page. So there, I like how that looks. I like the border that it gives, and it kind of makes the one picture stand out from the other, because the left picture is a bit busy. So that pink border around the picture of my daughter kind of makes it pop off the page a little bit more than if I kept it plain. Now I'm going through my washi stash and trying to determine which washi tape I'm going to like the best, and I'm trying to pick a rainbow color to go with the colors of this page. So I'm going to test a couple out to determine which one I like the best. And then I'm going to end up picking, actually, I think something completely different than the rainbow one. I think I'm going to pick a pink, if I remember correctly. I did this layout just a little bit ago, but I think the pink stood out a little bit more on the base than the other colors I was trying. So I'm going to end up doing that, and that's going to be kind of a shelf for my layout to sit on. And then now that I picked the washi tape out, I'm going to adhere it onto the background, and again, just like using it as like a shelf, so that you'll see that my pictures are going to kind of have a place to rest and they don't look like they're kind of floating in space. And then that's going to be one of the layers of washi tape that I use, but I'm also going to use some more. Oh, I actually do use some of that rainbow. It's just not, it's the kind of ombre rainbow tape. It kind of goes from a darker color to a lighter color and then switches colors and does the same pattern over again. And again, that just brings out some of the texture, gives some more texture to the background and the layout. And plus, I don't ever use my washi tape nearly as much as I should. I have tons of it, and I thought this was a good opportunity to try to use some of that up. So these are some other papers that came in the kit. This yellow color just kind of gives a little extra base because the background is pretty busy with the polka dots and all the little mixed media mists and things that I used. I thought having that kind of neutral yellowish base is kind of a good tone down of the background. And so I'm just going to fiddle with the different pieces here and try to decide what I like. And I'm going to end up just keeping that lighter yellow on that right hand side of the smaller square photo. And then it just kind of brings your eye across because the yellow's on the left and then I have the little strip of the yellow on the right. And this way you can utilize all your scraps and not feel like you're throwing anything away. So next I have some of these strips that I'm going to use, and I'm going to trim it down so I can put the strips in two different places. I'm going to put one towards the bottom of the layout, and then I believe I put one kind of up towards the top. And I'm just going to trim that down with my scissors. And it was a little long, so I just kind of cut it in half and then overlap the pieces so that it just fits. So the top and bottom, and I'm just going to keep that one little thin paper strip on the right hand side but not stem it across the whole page on the top, and then I'm going to have it across the whole page towards the bottom. And I believe that might have been a branding strip, I'm not quite sure, or it could have just been a scrap from a piece of paper that I had trimmed down. I think that is a crate paper, but I'm not sure which line it is of that little brown and white stripe. I'm just going to fiddle with this a little bit until I get it the way I want. And then when I'm happy with everything, I'm just going to glue it down. And I do put quite a bit of glue. The gesso that I use is a clear gesso, and it has quite a bit of tooth or like graininess to it. And a lot of times the pictures don't stick very well with the ATG gun, so the more glue you use, the better. And sometimes I end up using hot glue as well, but I think on this layout it ended up staying just fine with the ATG gun. And next I'm going to use those Maggie Holmes letters. They come in a pack of two different kinds. One is, what is it, an aqua with a clear letter, and the other ones are a clear background with a gold letter. And I'm actually going to take the C out of both and layer them up. So I have the aqua background with the gold C showing through. And I'm just going to staple those pieces of plastic together. And these do come with a little bit of that film, so if you want to take that off, it does make them a little shinier. I kind of have some OCD, so I feel like I have to remove that. I can't leave it on. So I do, I believe, remove that from these pieces. So see, you can see there that I removed it. I don't like it looking milky, so I decided to pull them apart. I'm going to line them up nicely and then just use my tiny attacher to add some staples. And I'm just doing the staples in an X pattern. And next I'm going to break out these little bows, and I think I was going to try to use some of those stickers, but I'm thinking, if I remember right, I don't think I end up using any of them. But I love those little felt bows, they're so adorable. So these are little cut apart sheets. That one says this, and then the one on the right is a little mason jar. I'm going to end up trimming that out of the paper, and I'm going to use one of these die cuts from the Scraptastic Kit that says Fave, and in a little bit you're going to see that I'm going to mist it just to make it pop off because it kind of blends into the page right now. And then I'm also going to use these enamel dots, I'm sorry, little, what are they called? Brads. So you'll see me put those brads in a couple different places in a couple clusters on the page. And I just absolutely love these little die cut like cursive words. So I'm trying to figure out which one's going to work best on this page. So we got ones that were cork, some that were like a glitter foam, and then some that were vellum. And I really like the vellum ones. I have actually struggled a little bit to use them because they are so dainty and see-through, but I really, really love the font on these. But what I end up doing for this layout is using this pink glittery foam die cut that says currently. And I think the pink really brought out the different colors in the layout, and I just really like the color and the sparkle that it gives. And the pink in my daughter's little doll's dress, I think it just kind of brings that all out, and it kind of ties everything together. So when you take the adhesive off of these, you got to be really careful because they're really dainty. So here I'm just deciding which flare from the kit that I'm going to use, and I believe I end up using that one right there that has little arrows kind of all pointing towards the center. I think they're actually triangles, not quite arrows. And then here's where I'm just trimming that little mason jar up. And I thought the mason jar went really well with the little kind of candy jar theme. And I'm going to add that in the bottom right hand corner by that flare. And for the fave, I decided to use one of the pink mists that I use for the background. And you're going to see me, this is a Lindy Stamp Gang, and I can't quite remember the color on this. If you guys have questions, let me know and I can look it up. I believe I showed earlier on the video, but because my I lost that video, so I apologize for that. So here is the sprayed version of the fave, and I think it really stands out a lot more. You're going to see here in a second when I adhere it, you're going to see that it does stand out quite a bit more than if I just kept it white. And I do like the shininess of it too. And it really matches those pink polka dots well. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals to add down the flare. And it's just perfect because the flare is already pretty thick and it usually has just enough of a divot in the underside to fit the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals perfectly, and it doesn't add any more lift or bulk to the page. So I really like using the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals for the Scraptastic flare. So now I'm happy with my placement on everything, and I'm just kind of sticking everything down. And again, you have to be real careful with this. They're kind of hard to put down because they are so dainty, and once one part gets stuck, it's like the whole thing wants to stick down. And again, because of my OCD-ness, I feel like I have to have it just right. But you know, does it really, really matter? Apparently to me it does, because I just keep playing. So because you really can't see the adhesive because I have those 2 layers of acetate there, I just used my ATG gun, and that little bow was already self-adhesive, so I just took the backing off of that and added it down. This is where I'm adding the little brads. I like these, they look like little pieces of candy. Again, I thought that was perfect for this layout, so I'm just going to add 1 to each of the clusters. So I'm going to use 2 of the, or no, sorry, 1 like bluish one more teal, and then a pink one. And the pink one's going to go over there by the C, and the blue and the teal ones are going to go in the top and right clusters. And I'm just going to open those brads up on the other side. And now I think I'm done, but I'm actually going to come and finish off a few more pieces. So you're going to see some close-ups here. But what I decided is I have those staples there in that C, and I felt like the page was just missing something because the staples were only in that one place. So I'm going to come over here and add a few more crosses or X's staples, and I think it just finishes off the page rather than having it just in that one spot. So I'm going to add those staples in 2 different places on the layout. And again, I'll show you some close-ups, and then I'm going to mount this whole layout on that pink cardstock that I had gutted out earlier in the video. And that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my videos. I have been having so much fun doing this, and I really enjoy hearing all your comments. So if you could leave me a comment below if you have any questions, or you just want to know something, or you just want to leave me a comment, I love it. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't already a subscriber, please do so and subscribe. We have a lot of fun over here, and I enjoy working with you guys and talking and meeting a lot of new friends through this YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.